Right, so we're going to give this a run. The UDI 112 scale UD 1201. See how we go. Oh my god, you've broken the shock. They should never have broken like they did, because we chucked on some aftermarket shocks, which are these $20 a pair, and we decided to take it out for another run. Yeah, everything seems pretty, considering it slid down the road on its roof there's not any damage. For a beginner, it's a really good car. I definitely recommend picking one of these up for your kids. We had a little bit of a faux pas there.
Yes.
Luca drove this directly into a fence. But I've got to be honest, didn't drive it in there that hard, which surprised me that it seems to have completely snapped a 4mm thick shock shaft. That's what it's supposed to look like, and that's what it does look like.
Right, so it's like the threaded end
So
is gone.
it snapped off right there. Luca, what do we think about the UDI Power 120, whatever it is?
Right, well, I gotta be honest, that was a bit disappointing. As a beginner, I do like to have my remote control car drive. I now want to see what it...
Well, we can't. It's fallen to pieces.
Well, could we nick another one of these from another one?
I'll tell you what we could do.
Let's just do that.
We could just put some other shocks on it.
God, where are we going to find shocks?
In this bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just put another shock. I mean, oh, hello, someone's bought something.
Oh, that's good.
Was that you?
No.
It's usually you. Slightly too long, but they'll do for now. Right, so we're going to give this a run, see how we go. Good for a kid, good for a beginner, get you into the hobby. This retails at $209.95. We can switch the crazy lights on and off with the switch. So it's got a it says it's ESB, but it's basically a gyro. We turn this up, the more you get a straighter track. But if you turn it up too much, it tends to wag, and to send it down with the throttle. See how it wags by itself? Whoa! So you have to just kind of get it somewhere in the middle. Yeah, everything seems pretty, considering it slid down the road on its roof there's not any damage.
No, a little bit of grazing
few
there,
little
but that's
marks.
normal.
Yeah, like it. Let's go.
You've just seen Greg have a little bit of a drive of the UDI 12001. Did I get it right? 1201.
Close enough. So what we thought we'd do is give you the full picture. So when we first ran this, there was a faulty shock absorber on the front, which must have been stress fractured or something, because with a 4mm shock shaft like that, the impact that Luca did should never have broken it. And I went and checked all the others. These are the standard shocks off it. They're like pretty good quality, if you can see that. They're 4mm shaft, they're aluminium body, they're adjustable tension. They should never have broken like they did. Can't explain why, but they did. So, what we did is we chucked on some aftermarket shocks, which are these $20 a pair, like Chinese shocks, basically.
They're pretty much, they look even identical.
Yeah,
They've got the same features.
They're very
and all that, haven't
similar,
they?
yeah. So, to make it a bit more even, we put them front and rear.
Yeah, because they're a bit longer, I think.
Yeah, because they're, yes, exactly, they're a little bit longer.
The original.
And we decided to take it out for another run. The run we took it out for, you've just seen. Overall, now that we're not destroying shocks for some reason,
it's a much better car. Like, we were very afraid when we were doing this. I think that it was going to be a bit awkward, but it seems once we put these on, I mean, you've got extra clearance too. That's pretty neat,
yeah,
honestly.
I actually quite like it. Like
It's
this.
a pretty inexpensive modification. It does wonders, I reckon.
Yeah, and overall, I think for a beginner, it's a really good car. It's got the nice light features for kids and stuff. The ESC and receiver are all one unit. After that run, it was quite warm, and the motor's quite warm, so obviously for kids, We don't want them touching
Yeah.
stuff.
But we have been experimenting with a few different batteries, and
Yep.
the ones that are out of the box are like it'll run pretty well with those.
Yeah, so
not too fast, but still very, very good.
Yeah, the standard battery is 2000 milliamp hour, 7.4 volt lithium ion battery. We chucked a 2S LiPo in, which was the same voltage, but with a little bit more of a punch rating.
Recommend some cooling fans though, because it did get quite.
Yeah, she was getting a bit warm. Still is pretty warm. But it shows you that the chassis can handle the power. I mean, you saw how I was driving and then just throwing it around and around and around. Seemed to handle pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
We could even say it's good for people who want to modify it a bit, because like, what's the next thing that's going to break? Because, like, in terms of weak points, because the shocks are pretty tough.
Probably.
It's got metal gears and.
I mean, yeah, it's got metal CV drive shafts all the way around, constant velocity all the way around. I'd probably say that the next thing that would break would be the shock towers, because they're plastic.
Yeah, and that's pretty good going, I reckon, as far as.
Yeah, you'd struggle. I think you'd have to give it a right flogging. I'd definitely recommend picking one of these up for your kids, birthday present, Christmas present, something like that. Easy to chuck a better battery in it, easy to chuck a better motor in it if you want to, but honestly, you saw what it was like when we were running it. You probably don't need to. Yeah, so the next video we're going to do is a competitor to this one, so we'll see you in that one. It's going to be the MJX Hyper Go. Till the next one, cheers.